back in the studio with Josh. Lesson number 2 of my speed training. And Josh, what are we going to be working on today?
So today we're going to be working on your lag and just cleaning up the rest of the swing. So everything's getting pretty fast from what it looks like. So we're going to continue to just like see if we can find any like power leaks of any sort. So we're going to use HackMotion today. So I'll be introducing you all to HackMotion a little bit if you haven't been familiar with it or heard of it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's have some fun. We're going to have you hit a couple shots, all right? And that way we can see a face-on view of where your swing is at. And we'll go ahead and check out transition, see if there's any lag issues of any sort, and we'll keep it going from there. So yeah, go ahead and hit a couple shots for me. All right, awesome. So what we are going to go ahead and take a look at here is what transition looks like here for John. Good position up top. You can see a little bit of the hands, but what we're mainly seeing is there any casting happening backswing to downswing? To be totally transparent with you, okay?
Yeah, no, it's ugly, yeah.
Instructors can see certain things, but I think there's a lot of guessing that goes on. I don't like to guess. I use HackMotion here, so we're gonna get the actual angles and get where things are leaking out at. So I mean, we can see that there's a little bit of casting, but how much casting's happening, we don't know. So like I said, I don't like to guess. We're gonna go ahead and put you on HackMotion and see if we can get a little bit better of an angle coming down and see if this number will jump up on, as far as for the club head speed and of course the ball speed. We're gonna go ahead and pair that up too. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this calibrated. Go ahead and, all right, cool, we'll turn it on here.
Futuristic.
Yeah, this thing is super futuristic. We have the HackMotion on John. We're gonna go ahead and work on the casting drill with him. Let's go ahead and sort of get to the basics here on things. I'll just like run this video here for you. That way you know what's going on. Go ahead and get the drill started here. We're gonna go ahead and get you calibrated. So hold your left wrist nice and flat right in front of your chest here. So right about there. Good. All right, and you're gonna lift your arm with your elbow to right here. All right, recalibrate really quick.
Okay.
Yep, only to right here.
Oh, okay.
Yep, good. Awesome. All right, so as you can see, it's gonna show you extension and inflection and everything. So we're not concerned about that right now. The extension and deflection part is mainly to like control the face to path or the club face.
Right.
You don't.
That doesn't seem.
You're not in that category at the moment, so that's awesome. So let's go ahead and get you to set up to the ball here. I'll place this right here for you. That way you can also see what's going on.
Okay.
So you're gonna go ahead and get to the top.
Okay. We're not hitting it. We're just.
Nope, not hitting right now. So we're just going through a rehearsal. Okay. Excellent. All right, you're gonna continue to swing, and then decrease that angle right there. All right. So yep, we cast it on
casting already. Yeah.
Yep.
It's very obvious.
Get to the top, and then you're gonna hold that angle and turn your body. All right. So
we'll be here all day. I love it. All right. So
all right, we're getting close.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
All right.
So even harder. Just outside of the angle. So go way slower. That way you can just feel.
Okay. Feel exactly where it needs to be.
Yep.
Wow.
Got one.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Good. All right, go ahead and turn through.
So that's it. Even.
Oh, just cast it. So you have to use your right hand too to help out.
Okay.
With that motion.
So it's that. So it's that right there. That's,
just a little bit more of that. And this is a drill too, so we're going to be like overemphasizing some things here a little bit.
Overdoing it to make sure we can do it. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, so we're really. So it's that.
Okay.
Right, go slower.
Try swinging shorter too. Shorter is like shorter makes it a little bit easier to hold that angle. Good. Close. Close.
Okay. Wow.
Give me one more here, and then we're going to go into the coaching part here and see what we can improve on. we got to make sure that you're relaxing the arms a little bit.
Sure.
That way, you know, you can hold those angles, and
Makes
then
sense.
also delay the straightening of your trail arm, so your
Okay.
right arm, so you're pushing out too quickly.
Okay, so I'm going. Okay, I'm going. All right, so pushing out too quick as well. Okay.
Yep. And you're very close. Like looking at transition, you're only +7 on the angle
Okay.
for being in range. Okay. As far as with like the wrist angles and everything, you're right on the money with like that like flexion and extension
Okay.
spot. So yeah.
Which is this and this, right?
Yep. The wrists are right on point.
Okay.
So
I got the wrist right there.
Yep. So we'll leave it up on this mode right here. Okay. And then let's see if we can get that number a little bit better.
Okay.
So relax that right arm just a tad bit more.
Okay. That's one thing that I've definitely had issues with, is just holding on a little too tight, especially as I'm coming down.
Yep.
I just really grip like that, and that tension, obviously, I mean, you can just look at it there, like that doesn't allow my hand and my
move.
wrist.
Yeah.
Right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So it's like almost like you want to feel like the body go a little bit lazy. All right. It's gonna like enhance your movement. Just got some casting on that one.
Yeah, definitely leaving
Let me see how far off you are here.
And that was more like
+5.
Okay, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
so we're
that
getting
was
up.
pretty close to my actual swing too. Before I was
Yeah.
probably exaggerating a little, but okay.
Yep, we're gonna keep going until we get in range consistently. It's happening right now with John is his tendency is to get to the top and then unload everything or sort of like cast or release a little bit too quick at the top. What we're going through right now is we're trying to almost get his wrist to, well, keep its angle, but also hold that lag just a little bit longer, because that's a big power leak that you'll see with a lot of folks and a lot of golf swings. Everyone will get up top and pretty much blow everything up here and then try to find their way to the impact zone, and it's not gonna produce that much power. We gotta hold some more resistance up top.
Yeah.
And be able to, that way we can just like get everything to explode right at the ball.
Yeah, it
or
makes
right at
sense, because
impact.
that's exactly what you're exactly what I'm doing. So I've got power stored up here, and then I'm releasing it here.
Yep.
Instead of right at the ball.
Yep. So we're going to be working on little things to just get the wrist movement on point. What I love about HackMotion is that you're going to really have to address the issues of wrist mobility and strength, which is like a really big key to the golf swing, a really big key to like golf success. Everyone likes to talk about the ground, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but forearm and hand strength is something, and well, not just strength, but like mobility too. Like that's a very, very important issue, that if you can't get yourself to like even like get the flexion at the top of the swing, how do you expect to square the face up? That's why a lot of folks, like, I mean, especially when I see like students come through, we ask them to hold the club and then put the club into flexion while it's like, you know, just pretty much just staying parallel. And it's, so you'll see that dip a lot.
Yeah, like this.
So, So it's like,
just
oh, okay.
the strength of holding that right there.
Yeah, if you can't hold that, then how do you
I mean,
get
that's
the
what
club
we're
face
trying to
square?
get it through, right?
Yes. And then always tell people, especially people that love watching YouTube and golf and everything, when you slow motion most tour players' swings, you don't see them in extension at the top of the swing. You see them either like totally flat, or you see them in flexion. DJ's a big example
Yeah,
of
Dustin
that.
Johnson, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's a good example. He's really got his wrist.
Yeah,
at
but
the
like
top.
that's a really big cheat code to golf, period. Is like understanding the cause and effect of like wrist angles and being able to execute on them. You can control your ball so much better and play the clubs to the actual loft instead of like hitting the 8-iron and turning it into like a 9 or a pitching. You can go ahead and play
bring
it
the
to
ball
an 8
down.
or a 7. Yeah.
You know, we focus on ground forces and different things, but it's really, you know, what you're doing with your wrists and things that are setting up the rest of your body. Like the hands are kind of the starting point, and then the body is what, there's a better way to explain that, I'm sure. But does that make sense? Like the hands are moving the rest of the body. So if you don't have, I mean, if I've got my wrists like this at the top, I'm never going to be able to get the club in the right position, and I'm just going to be casting and trying to make up for that, I guess.
Yeah, and it's very easy to get over the top when it comes to having like extension in the wrist angle.
Sure.
You shallow the club out more naturally when you have it in flexion. It's just like scientifically that's how everything just lines
Sure,
up.
sure, yeah, just mechanically it makes sense. Like this angle coming through is much easier. When I'm here, there's no way, I mean, there's nowhere for my body to go. If I'm up here with this like that, there's nowhere for my body to go except for over the top. Where if I've got it this way, then I can come actually inside.
Yeah, you're gonna swing around your body, you're gonna let the club drop. So, excellent. We're gonna do a couple more drills. Well, we're gonna see if we can get John in the green for his range. For the lag here and make sure he's not casting, and then we're gonna go ahead and put this to the test here with some normal swings. All right, go ahead and get to the top now. Good, continue swinging. All right, so we caught some casting on that one.
Closer.
Got one. Great job. All right, go ahead and get to the top. Yep, keep that right elbow close to the rib cage. Good.
Yeah, so it's, I see what you're saying, so it's kind of that. There.
Get to the top. All right, hold it. Got it.
It's interesting.
That easy from the swing, but it's more about just like getting that right elbow in a better spot.
Right.
Should have felt a little bit. It should have felt a little bit more like flowy coming
It
through.
did.
Yeah.
Like the way it came through was like kind of a whip at the bottom instead of just the normal. Yeah, because I mean basically my swing right now is like this, and then I'm casting and I have to move my shoulders as fast as I can. I'm wasting all that speed instead of
Yeah.
this. At the bottom. So, all right, makes sense.
So yeah, let's hit some balls. Yep, stay still at the dress. Good. Go ahead and go to the top. Let's go.
Sorry. I felt a little better. Still, I know I casted it, but
Oh, here we go. Got a little bit of jumping speed on that.
that felt so much more effortless than a lot
Yeah.
of my other swings.
Exactly.
For sure.
So that's what I want you to start tapping into mentally here. We're gonna be feeling like we're just like almost like noodly. Okay.
Noodly arms. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I was like, he got something to go off here at green. But yeah, start taking your time and just like accumulating as much lag as you can,
So
but
it's this.
keeping it loose. There we go.
That,
Good.
like that. Okay. Yeah, that was again. That seemed like the easiest swing I've fit.
Yep. Stand still to dress whenever you're ready. You'll hear it click and then you'll go. Oh.
That was the smoothest swing I've hit all day.
Let's go. We're getting efficient here.
All right.
So like you're casting a little bit, but not as much. I'm pretty sure you're like right on the border with everything. And this is the part of speed right here that, you know, mentally you have to discover on your own. You're not feeling like you're trying to pretty much kill it, right? But you just went 105 miles an hour and the ball's in the fairway.
Noodly.
Yep.
All right. Is it ready or?
Yep, ready whenever you are.
Cast a little bit. 46.
Nice. 273 down
I mean,
the pipe.
that's like, and that may have been the smoothest swing I've swung today. Like that was pretty easy than what I was doing earlier warm up. I was efforting.
So as we're approaching P6 or as we're approaching impact here, right? This is the new swing. So you can see the wrist angle right here with like more power stored up. And you can see where he's sort of leaking at right here.
Cast. Yeah,
right?
total casting. I mean, that's classic casting. Like if you wanted to show a video of somebody casting, it was like exactly my first swing. So that's perfect.
Yeah. So with that being said, right, we pretty much put the same amount of club head speed up. He was actually faster on the newer swing here, okay? But way less effort, okay? Way less effort, way more ball speed, 273 total on that. You had a better spin rate on this one, but you only went 254 on it.
Right.
So by holding these angles right here, as you can see, this is a huge power leak. If you're casting in this area right here, as you can see here, you're going to have to depend on your hands a lot at impact, and we do not want that at all. We want to go ahead and just cheat code it and hold the angles off, trust the body, and then also just, you know, trust your hand-eye coordination to get yourself there. So, looking good.
Awesome. Well, Josh, thanks again. Lesson number 2 in the books. I appreciate all the help.
Yes, so great. So just make sure that you're working on not casting so early in your transition, okay? Noodling out the arms a little bit more. That way you can like hold those angles. And yeah, match up on the golf ball. Looking great.
That sounds great. Yeah, that last drive was awesome. I loved it. So thanks again, Josh, for having me out. Please like, subscribe, comment below what you guys are working on in your game and what you'd like to see on an upcoming Lessons with Lemmon. All right, cheers, guys. Have a great day. Ready to rock and roll, sir. That should work. Does that look okay? Perfect. I mean, it feels like I'm in a better position anyway. Cool.